I don't know if you can probably hear me, but you can't see my face because I don't have my. Mommy, that's what I'm talking about. That's too funny. It's like, why can't I see? Why can't I see? I'm like, I'm there, but I'm not there. So I have this absolutely beautiful, yeah. I have this absolutely beautiful box in front of me. So I'm just looking at the Japanese tasting here just now. So yeah. So this is great. This is what it's at. I just took the glass out, but this is what it is just now. Okay. For those that aren't doing the Japanese tasting, i.e. don't have the drinks in front of you, I don't care. No, I care, but I'm just like, you know what? This is a specialized tasting. You know, this is for people who really want to know about Japanese and Asian whiskies. And I'm actually, you know, I've made a decision here now. I'm now going to just plonk my bum and stay here. So it looks like I'm staying in John's. Food may come. Potentially, he's trying to get me to eat burgers. I can do that. I can eat burgers and fries. I can do that. I can do just about anything. Great band. Pretty there are not. We are not there to show our appreciation. I know, Patrick. Do you know what? We filmed them 2 weeks ago, and absolutely brilliant. Sina is absolutely fantastic. You know, she's within the Irish American country music charts. Yeah, she ranks really well. You know, and she's a massive football fan. Originally from Germany. And has been in Dublin and is now, you know, would call Dublin in the south her home. You know, she really appreciates it, loves the people, and loves the music. So yeah. So we're going to crack on with the Japanese tasting. Jason, Whiskey Jason, what do you make of Sina? What do you make of the music there? I'm glad that Niall put up a wee link, because yes, Wayne, actually awesome. And you know what? When you watch the whole set together, she's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to crack on. For those, I'm not even allowed to use that box, right? Okay. All right. Okay, you can have that box. I'm going to use I'm going back to the shelf. And you know what? I took my glove off because John has this thing where he's like, just use hand sanitizer. So I'm using hand sanitizer, even though I'm now thinking this defeats the purpose, because if he's touched the hand sanitizer, I've touched the. No. Where does it end?
I wipe the hand sanitizer with the hand sanitizer.
You wipe the hand sanitizer with the hand sanitizer. That's excellent. Good. Need to get my name up as Paddy. Only my mother called me Patrick. Patrick Duffy. Patrick, come in for your dinner now. Well, Robert, I'll call you Paddy and Patrick when I want to call you Paddy and Patrick. Look at this. It's all in order. Yes. This is the GBA Byron. For those that can see that now, it's the GBA Byron. So Juliet Bravo Alpha Byron. We're going to do some drinking of this.
Should we bring Jason in for this one? Because he is the expert in Japanese.
Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, did you even get a pack for this? Jason? So, I don't know if he did.
He probably knows them all.
Jason, you probably know all that. Where's Jason's away? Where's he away to? Now, where'd he go? Has he got dinner reservations or something? Because that's not allowed. It's Whiskey Week. Do you know what? I made the mistake last year of doing every tasting. That'll not be happening this year. Got some sort of real life event. There's a real life event on. Hi. It's called Whiskey Week. You want to be more than that? You alright?
It's not going to go to waste.
Oh, yeah. No, you're going to keep that and then keep that and keep that and keep that. Oh, exactly. Oh. You work away there and you're drinking malarkey. Yeah, he skipped this one because he reckoned he'd probably have tried them all already. I don't think he's 100% not tried the Plum cast we're going to be trying later on. Unless he's managed to get that. I doubt very much that he has. I think he's talking poo-poo panties. Look, this is just so much crack. I thought about this long and hard. How are we going to do a lot of these tastings? These are intimate tastings, but I thought, do I do it in a Zoom room, or do I just do it to the world? And if the world can grasp what we're talking about, can look at what we're talking about, maybe go on and get their own versions of it, then that's what we're talking about. You know, that it's about showing people what these whiskies are all about. So, what is the GBA Byron? What is it? It's the Japanese Bartenders Association whiskey that went out. So this is 1957 whiskey. Yeah. So I poured it already. Oh, that's really fragrant. Is it? Is it like, it's like florally? Definitely fragrant. Do you know what I like about this? You know, when we've been bottling, clearly there's been a little bit of, it's obviously rested a little while. But, you know, there's a lot of, is it the aloe vera? It's the aloe vera! No, I'm only joking. What year? I think this is 1957. I'm just going to check on what one I use. Bear with me just now. I shall check. That's a good question, Johnny. Good question from you there, sir. 1967. Did I say 57? Apologies. So 1967. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. We're getting food delivered. So 1967, we're at 42%, I believe. Is that what I wrote down? Yeah, 42%. That's good. Produced by the Toyo Jogo. Is that how we say it in Japanese? Toyo Jojo? I think it's the Z becomes a J, does it? Jogo, something like that. Anyway, someone who speaks great Japanese and has a far better understanding of those languages and how to pronounce those can talk to me and say that. No doubt we'll have one of those other debates that will come to us. I like those debates. How do you say this? And Johnny, you're more than welcome to say that. For those who don't know who Johnny Lloyd is, just in case people have just, this is just some random guy asking some random question. Johnny Lloyd's the guy who designed those beautiful boxes. He designed all of this beautifulness, all these beautiful boxes, all the typeface. He's done it all. Johnny is the person who designed all that wonderfulness that everyone is talking about. Like, absolutely, I must have had personally at least 100 messages in the last couple of days saying that stuff is stunning. Who did your design? Who did your design? And where did you get your boxes from? Wow. And Johnny, you are the man with the plan. So Johnny also does, just to let people know, and this is great that I'm talking, and this is obviously going to be recorded, and obviously someone will listen to this again. Johnny also does the design work for Kavalan Distillery for their branding, and also for, at the very end of the festival, the last session, for Two Stacks. Okay, so, it's forward-thinking design work. We've been very lucky. Last year, Johnny... no, I'm not sure who's listening, but maybe I'm not allowed to talk about this. But last year we had a tasting involved a very prominent distillery from Northern Ireland, and there was a wee piece of wood, maybe from a stave, that was left behind, or somehow managed to find its way into someone else's belongings at that point. It generally was picked up at the end of the night, and it was, going to go to waste. And actually, Johnny thought, what's the point in wasting something like this when we can use it? So Johnny used a part of a stave, and created our design last year. So anyone who remembered last year's Whisky Festival design, it was the same typeface, which we're going to continuously use because we think it's really quite smart. But it was these big, chunky colours. And it literally was Johnny using the stave, printing from the stave, putting paint onto it and printing from the stave. This year, Johnny, we kind of talked about what could be used, and Johnny, he's full of great ideas. So, no doubt none of mine made any sense. He had the better ideas. He wanted then to use the grain and the grist, which is what we have now with these flecks of colour throughout the design. And actually, there's a wooden box which no one has got, maybe bar one or two people. There's a wooden box which actually incorporates both designs, which is pretty smart. And actually, people who bought into the worldwide exclusive box, either pre-event or post-event, will get a wooden box at some point, I hope. Okay, that's the main aim. So just looking at the lineup, and only two with age statements. Is this the norm for Japanese whiskies? Paddy is asking. Yeah, kinda. I mean, even their blends have been given numbers, though. You know, so we look at some blends and they've been given age statements, but there's a lot of non-age statements. I think we have got a couple of age statement whiskies in here. They just aren't. Oh no, they are. Like, we've got we've got at least three that have been written down with age statements. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blends. Japanese whiskey, there's a lot of blends. So, but even their blends have got numbers, Paddy. Okay, so the GBA Byron. This is something for us that it really is fragrant, and I know I'm thinking, is it my hand? But it's not. It's in the glass, and I really like that.
The Japanese oak, the aged in. Well,
yeah.
A lot of the Mizunara, or what's it called?
Yeah, so it's used Japanese oak that they've had it in. Yeah. So, yeah, this was used. Generally, was for it's called the best barman's choice for the Japanese Bartenders Association, and it really was used specifically in lots of bars. Not an expensive whiskey at the time when this was coming out, but it has become a kind of collector's item. Everyone wants one. You know, you know, if you're going to collect Japanese whiskies, you collect one of these. You know, comes in a beautiful, kind of paper bag. You know, none of this fancy box, you know, wooden box stuff, or cardboard box, and literally a bit of brown paper wrapping. And it's it's quite smart. So there's two. There's the Byron. Oh no, I can't remember the name of the other one. But there's two. It'll come to me. But there's two versions that I'm aware of. Maybe there's others, but there's two that I'm aware of. So yeah. So on the nose, I mean, we've got a couple of people in here tasting this. On the nose, I just get floral, but then I do get it's like a wood, like such a strong, wooden taste.
Don't get the wood, man. A lot of complexity to it.
It's like licking
a nice wood.
Yeah, but it's like licking a bit of wood. It's like I'm kind of licking it. Yeah, so there's the three age statements. There's the 9-year-old, 6-year-old, and 12-year-old sitting in this in here. Yeah. Florally, quite like that. It's not the best I've had, but it's not bad. It's not a bad whiskey, so that'll be interesting. Interesting to come back to and revisit.
So the Japanese signature, almost, that Mizunara word.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Not much else.
But it's like that. It's like a. I mean, what is it about the Japanese wood? Because we've had that, and we can talk about other whiskies while we're doing this, but we've had the Glendalough, haven't we? Which, again, it's a florally kind of wood, it's... Anyway, look, I actually quite like that. I hope the admins aren't going to get too drunk in this session, but I'm thinking they probably are. Do you know what? And fair play to them, because, the lads have been putting an effort in the last couple of days, and there's a lot of work to be done over the course of the next week, and it will just be great to see. It'll be great to see the end results of all their hard work. So, moving on to number. Oh yeah, look, we've got a poll. That's good, because I tell you what, I think we'd buy at the right price. That's interesting, because at the moment it's going to cost you probably £100 or something a bottle plus, I would assume. But I think I'm going to give it an honest score. I actually haven't said what my scores are to the public. I'm not sure if they'll be able to see that, but
don't score first, because
I know
I
could, but I didn't. I put it. But I was just honest. I was honest there, about how I felt about the taste. I gave it a 6. I'm not sure if that's if I'm leading the audience with that. I don't know.
6 is fine. I thought it was a 7. It's a nice.
Yeah, I just thought it was
above average whiskey.
It is. It's definitely above average. Yeah, definitely. So the second one we're going to go for is one of the Omars this evening. So this is Nantur Distillery, Omar. I think this was the sherry. cask. Yeah, it's a sherry cask. Comes in at 46%. So we've moved from Japan, skipped over to Taiwan. All right, so there's two major distilleries in Taiwan. We've got Kavalan and we've got Nantua. Nantua would have been the state-run winery and distillery. Winery and then Clear Spirit Distillery has now moved on to doing whiskies of late, and yeah, it's pulling out some real crackers, and some real award-winning stuff. So we've had some really, really, really random casks. So yeah, but this is their standard. This is the one that you can probably pick up in the UK and Ireland within decent online shops and retail. You can pick these up. This is a sherry cask.
I don't think I've seen that in a shop.
Yeah, well, I know you can definitely buy it on likes of Master Malt or Whisky Exchange. They've had them on there, I'm not sure if the likes of John at Irish Malts will pick it up. I'm not sure, but the smell of this is just quality. This is.
It was just the climate.
Yeah, it comes along very quickly, doesn't it? These are young, young whiskies, but they're. I just think they got a lot of wood influence, so that it's like soaking. Those sherry casks are just soaking straight into that young spirit. I'm wondering who's drinking this just now. So we've got Niall, I think, is definitely drinking it. We've probably got Johnny. We've probably got Paddy as well. Paddy's probably on it. Paddy's on it for a fluke more than anything else. If we're going to explain what happened to Paddy actually has my box. So Paddy has my box because Paddy got it delivered. And when I went round last night to deliver something else to Paddy, not that I got a thanks there, not that I got a wee message saying, thanks very much, Whiskey Ninja, for dropping that off last night. But Paddy actually has my box. So I said to Paddy, do you know what? I'm in that kind of spirit right now. Just you go ahead and have it. That's what I said to Paddy last night.
Well, he didn't thank you.
And he didn't thank me. So do you know what it is? See, next time there's a tasting on, Paddy's not even going to invite you. So, no, I'm only playing. He's looking after it for me. He's drinking half of it, or all of it, or some of it, or whatever. But look, as well as there's Robert. Robert's got his wee wavy hands. Is this the first drink you've had? I don't think so. You were drinking on the Cologne session. I know you were. That's why I couldn't even get on, and my face went black on the screen because you guys were messing about on admin. No, I'm only joking. It was literally my laptop failed. It's not even my laptop. I have a real computer, and I thought I was being smart by using someone else's laptop. You were all over that Cologne session. Was it any good? Patrick Duffy says, "Not word of a lie, afraid to touch it." Paddy, are you not drinking this? I'll be disappointed. See if Paddy is not on this.
He's afraid he's going to fall in love with Ella. And he's going to realise.
Paddy, what do you mean? Define afraid to touch it. Are you frightened in case you're going to appreciate it? Or are you frightened in case I'll chop your hands off? They're two main fears, aren't they? I wouldn't do that. Okay.
I called the Cologne one was fantastic.
Good, Robert. I'm glad that now, Robert, you know what you could do at this point? I don't know what your bedroom looks like, if you're messing about in your bedroom or if you're messing about your kitchen. But you could put yourself on here. You could come on and, tag team. Let's have a bit of a conversation because I've got John. He's not much fun. And I'm sure you'd be great crack, Robert. You'd be great crack. Big Bob is in the house. You better represent. You got one of these t-shirts. If you don't have a t-shirt, don't turn up to the party. Oh, no. Yes, Jareth, I forgot you have this. And where's that Martin McKenna laddie? I can't see his name, but see if he's not on here. There we go, Robert. Robert's coming on. Robert, that is, you know what? Blinding. Good. He actually looks really presentable. Yeah, you like
I'm just sitting in the pants in the room.
No, I meant like the background. Some people, Jesus Christ. Sometimes you look at people's houses and think, what's going on there? You've got a lovely range of whiskey which is not involved in the whiskey festival, which is really good. Those lads, whoever owned those lads at Turconnell, you know what I mean? Yeah. Is that Jim Beam? I don't know.
Yeah.
Jim Beam don't want to get involved. I've sent him loads of emails just to even ask them one quick question about Suntory, and we didn't get a response back, which is very unfortunate because I would have loved to know about. We've got Suntory in this. I think, we have a Suntory in this box. And I was wanting to ask a quick question as to whether or not someone could talk about the Suntory. And you know what? They've also got their Taconos, obviously.
Yeah, which is great.
Which are great. I see a bottle of Pierce. You're just talking about Robert now. Whiskey Jason's now talking about your Pierce bottle behind your right ear.
Oh, yeah.
Your actual right ear, that's everyone else's left ear, but your right ear.
Oh,
mate, your right ear. Where's your right ear? Oh, that's better. Well done. I know what your right ear is. What his right ear is. It's like, what is that? This is the right ear. Yeah, so you've got a Pierce there. Look, we're talking
this is Pierce 12, Founder's Choice.
It's nice, eh?
Aye.
Nice.
Well, it's not open yet, but
I had a taste with the Pierce Lines Distillery, but again, they're not involved in the whiskey festival for their own choice, not for anything to do with me. Like,
we're talking about my 5-year-old Captain, which is.
We're not talking about Pierce Lines. Someone said apparently it's just a boycott now. No, the guys at Pierce Lines. See, to be honest, like I'm only joking. The guys at Pierce Lines are sweet and they're dead on. And we actually had a really nice tasting. I was invited by Michael Cullen to go and do a tasting with them, and myself and Chris Hennessy had a tasting. So anyone who knows who those two people are, great guys. It was great fun, and also they did it directly from the distillery during coronavirus, which was great. So so we did it live online, and genuinely they are good fun. But the guys, if we do want to talk about Tacono, because I'm not frightened about talking about brands who aren't involved in the whiskey festival here. I'm going to talk about them because that Tacono is just great. And the lineup that you have behind you, that's the sherry and the port and the Madeira. Mate, that Madeira finish is just sublime. It is absolutely definitely ranks. When people talk about it, like that ranks my top 50 whiskies of all time, no doubt. Like that is just, it's just so good. Liquid is just so good. So look, it's a shame they just don't put any marketing into the north of Ireland, and that's a fact. So if anyone listens to that from Suntory, Jim Boone, X, Y, and Z, whoever wants to own you at one point, do something about it in Northern Ireland because we just don't have enough love. You've also got lovely Glendalough there, and they are involved, which is really good, and that's important. But yeah, look, we're still on this number 2, which is the sherry cask. Here we've got who have we got? Serious clove note in the Omar. Yeah, I think yeah, is that right, Charlie? Interesting. Jason's just looking over your shoulder. He just wants to see your Jason. We're not talking about people's. You want to see my whiskey collection. I just don't brag like some people. I actually definitely don't brag. That's the whole point. It's just whiskey. It needs to be drunk. That's why I own it all. Where's Joshua Kendall? Well, actually, I'll come back to that in a second. But Jareth, no, you're quite right. It is spirit driven. Spirit driven because it's it's in there, and I think that's their this is their core range. This one's specifically core range from Omar. So I think that's where they're going to keep it. That age will stay the same. That non-age statement, which is probably at around 4 years old or something, very young whiskey. I think it's in there, and it gets so much influence very quickly in the cask that they want to put it out there because the taste is nice. I really like it.
I think if you left that too long, like
I think the wood would ruin it. The heat, the heat would ruin it. Yeah.
Cold. But you can always tell, like, how many whiskeys always out there. It's like a quick flavour.
Quick flavour, quick fix. I like that. And here at 46%, it's got a lovely wee kick on it.
It seems a lot stronger than 46.
Doesn't it? And we could drink that all night, that one. I think that's a wee drinker. And this one is available. I'm sure, at least on one of these, on one of these websites that don't sponsor this festival. I'm like, no. I mean, we can't talk about them. What we're saying is that we have a partner that we've got with Irish Malts. I don't think they do it, but I'm sure that the other guys. And let's just ad lib them. We've got we've got a wee pop up. I really like that. Actually, I'm going to score it a little bit higher than I did the other one. Master Malt and Whisky Exchange, I think at both points I've probably had this for sale. If it's for sale just now, then that's great. But it is what it is. It's Taiwanese whiskey making an entrance, but later on we have one which goes off chart. So we're going to move on to a very hard and very sought after Nikka. Now, I had the choice to put any Nikkas in here, really, didn't I? And I went for something in the collection which I felt had been it's kind of not been it's not been explored a lot by guys in our club. But the Golden Gold, which normally if people see it, people know what the Golden Gold is. It's a little samurai warrior hat over a wee bottle of whiskey, which actually looks quite smart, really quite cool looking. So yeah, so that's the number 3 Nikka whiskey we're on, which is the Yochi Nikka Yochi Golden Gold. So it comes from the Yochi distillery. So Nikka obviously have a series of distilleries. Oh, he wants more. Okay, he wants some. You can have some. There you go. So they have various distilleries. I mean, we're certainly au fait with the Yochi distillery. Usually, it's the 10-year-old, 12-year-old. That's really Scottish, isn't it?
It's estuary together.
Oh, but it's so Scottish. It's so yeah, it is. No, it is, and it probably needs a minute just to breathe there for a second. But yeah, it's you know what? It's just one of those ones that people now collect. They don't normally drink this stuff anymore. Those little collectibles that everyone has. Joshua Kendall. I'm going to come back to that. So. Hi, I've never joined a Whisky Week, but thankfully to a recommendation of our friend, I took the plunge and joined this year. I hope this isn't rude, but is Paul the curator of the Whisky Week? I'm really interested of who is involved, and hopefully after COVID I can get out in person for actual tastings. You're not being rude at all. I hope it's not because I'm crap that you're asking the question, but even if I am, sorry. Yeah, look, I came up with the idea for Whisky Week last year. Specifically, when I only, and this is what I said, and the guys in the club will, back me up on this one. Is what I said was about a month before Whisky Week took place. I said to everyone, "I'm going to do a Whisky Week. I'm going to do 7 tastings over 7 nights." What do people think? Everyone just went, "That could be good crack." When I put it out on social media, people then contacted me. So we had some really beautiful people, brand ambassadors from different brand ambassadors, owners. Sales representatives, all from different distilleries contacting me when it went out on social media saying, can we get involved? And fair play to the guys who got involved last year. So fair play to them because they took a risk. We got involved and we ended up with, last year we had 18 different tastings over 10 days. So it was more than a week again. It was 10 days and it was across 10 different venues across Belfast, and we had food pairings. We had burgers and bourbons. We had kitsch food. We had we had Cuban. Oh, we had a rum and Cuban night. And the idea for this year is to do something very similar. But we've gone from 18 tastings now to 43 tastings. We've gone from approximately 13, 14 brands last year to over 35 brands this year, closer to 40 brands this year. So it has jumped in size and stature. We've gone from about 480 participants last year to closer to 1,000 at least. The people who are interacting will probably take us up to 1,000 plus, and that's really interesting because that wasn't expected at all. We wanted to bring people to Belfast. We wanted people to come and experience the city and talk about the things that are important, i.e. Belfast being at one point the sole provider of whiskey around the world. It was where all the whiskey came from. The vast majority of it, and now we have 0 distilleries in Belfast. So we've lost Dunvilles, and we lost Avonale, and we lost Connswater. But what's really interesting, this Whisky Week looks at some of them. So we've got pre-1970s tasting. We go back and revisit, the Dunvilles, old 1930s. We've got potentially a Connswater from the 50s. So we've got we're harking back at those drinks. But it's about putting Belfast back on the map for whiskey. There was at one point in Belfast is famous for lots of things, and everyone will know this, but it's very famous for building ships. It's very, very famous for rope making. It's very, very famous for linen as well. However, at one point, there was more money generated in the economy through whiskey per per man. So being, working within the industry. So it was actually the most profitable of all industries within Belfast because of the expenditure, the least amount of expenditure. So that's very interesting. I don't think a lot of people know that, and there's a lot of work being done just now to highlight. There's a BBC, I think it's BBC. Oh, no, in case I'm wrong, Mark Thompson will come out and shout at me in case that's wrong. Someone is producing something. Which is a hark back at all those distilleries and looking at where whiskey has been within Northern Ireland. And there's some great guys involved in that. Mark Thompson, who does the label design for Dunville's, for example, he's involved in that. Great photographer. I love his stuff. And then we've got Finn O'Connor again. He's involved in the film. I think he was getting filmed last week actually for it. And I might get a part. I don't know. Someone said I might get a chance to say something. They would be foolish to put me in front of the camera. Do you know what I mean? I'm photogenic to a point. You've got to get my good side. I don't know what's my best side, but probably my back side. From distance, anyway. Listen, we're deviating there, but Joshua, 100%. Listen, you hook up at any point, Joshua, and have a bit of crack and get yourself over here to one of the physical tastings. Not a problem at all. So yeah, where was I? We're on that go. It needed time there, I think. It definitely needed time. It was quite old.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dusty, musty. Yeah, but now it's really nice. I really like that actually. Okay. Sure, people have different opinions on that. Jarlath, if you're still drinking, is he allowed?
Me and Jarlath holding up the fort.
I don't know. I think he's there anyway. He must be saying something. I wonder, Wayne Sloan, did you have this? I'm not sure if you had this in your pack, or there's there's Finn. No, Finn didn't have it. Well, but it's lovely. I like that. It's not. Do you know what? It's not as nice taste wise. It's just not as nice as the Taiwanese. What do you make of that, Robert? Come on, you're here. Hark in, shout at me. I can't hear you, Robert.
Oh, yeah, everything froze. I didn't know you were talking to me.
I
am. So what, you want to know what I think of this?
No, you know what? I want to know what the weather's like in your part of Belfast. Of course I want to know what you think of it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, right. It's actually just looking at the window there. It's pretty grim. Yeah. So this...
He's good, isn't he? You're quality TV. That's what I need. More good.
It's kind of
vinegar.
No, I don't get vinegar from it. It's kind of like a mixture between like old musty and like really smooth creamy. It's like a weird mixture between those two.
It was definitely the smooth creaminess. I get that.
Yeah,
I got that. Yeah, but it's definitely old.
So can I ask you now? That old mustiness that I would associate with egg, or maybe the Scotch one we had earlier. What is that? Is that a flavour profile, or
there's a guy on here who might be able to answer that kind of question. My thinking is
I don't want to say mustiness.
My thinking is the process. That's what I'm thinking. It's the whatever that process is in those barrels. You know what I mean? So I think is it maybe a combination of using sherry barrels at the time, potentially, because that's what they would have been using.
Yeah.
They've been using sherry barrels. I think it's something to do with that.
It's like
farmyard is the question mark coming here from Johnny. Farmyard kind of taste. Earthy, yes.
Yeah.
Jarlath can't decide. He says it's funky, musty. It confuses me. Yeah, it is.
That's right. Is that must a taste profile?
Yeah, that's a good question. John's asking a question here, Jarlath. Maybe you can answer. I don't know, anyone else who wants to have that. If they've been tasting older whiskies and they have that mustiness about them, that definitely does. Is it something about the whiskey specific, or is it an external influence possible? Is that what you're saying? I tend to think it's actually. I even think you get that in some new ones, and it's maybe the sherry casks, and maybe they're not great condition. That's what I think, but that's just my taste on it. Charlotte says it's his third tasting today. This is my third tasting. Charlotte, that's okay. you need to go to a wee room somewhere and tell other people that? Listen, we're going to move on. Yamazukura. If there's Japanese people who speak better Japanese than me, I'm sure it doesn't maybe say that. I guess it comes from the cask. Gareth said it comes from the cask. I think it comes from the cask.
I don't think it's coming from the cask, but it's like
I think it's
a defined flavour. I want to say, if there's some mustiness, it's a cask or something cask.
I think it's worn casks, maybe not great condition casks, potentially from it.
It's not like
there you go. It's not something we pick up in new makes. Quite rightly so. Yeah. You're right. So we're going for Yamazukura. This is a 6-year-old Cabernet Sauvignon wine cask, 46%. Hello, Cabernet Sauvignon. How are you today? No, I'm all right with the same glass. I'm okay with that. No, it's the whole point of using the glass on plastic cups, isn't it?
There's glasses there and there's glasses there.
Would solid state fermentation have anything to do with it? John Burns says.
What does that mean?
Robert, you don't know what solid state fermentation is?
No.
Okay. So it's not.
So
not continuous. Am I right in saying not in a continuous? Yes, not in a continuous still. We do have some technical people on here. I am not that technical. I certainly have a love for it. I'm not that technical, John, but I'm sure someone will answer that question because that is an actual really interesting question. I don't know if that's where it would get, potentially would it get its taste from that. I do tend to find that we get this flavour from that period. Anything pre 1970s, first of all, there's not a massive amount of bourbon casks being used at this point. It is sherry casks or fortified wine casks, you know what I mean? So I always tend to think it's that, but there probably is a different
vinegar.
Yeah, but it's wine.
Yeah.
You can smell the wine on this.
Smell the wine, but it's like an oxidized.
It's like a cheap, one of those supermarket brands that I wasn't going to mention, wine to start with. But then it becomes quite creamy on the nose. There's a creaminess on the nose here. We're rattling through this. This is nice. This is a good pace. I like this pace. You like this pace, Robert?
Yeah.
Are you letting Niall get drunk? Is that what you're doing, or is he still in the background doing something?
Empirical.
What?
It's empirical.
No, that's what I mean. But is he Robert's on screen here, but Niall's getting away with it. Niall's getting away with it.
He wasn't on screen.
Robert does want to be on screen. You know what? Don't you, Robert?
Niall actually has to step out right now.
I don't know what that means.
Other commitments.
Right, does he now?
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's all right then. That's okay.
Just me and Greg adminning. Well, really just Greg, because I'm drinking.
Greg, you know what? I really appreciate that, Greg, because, without you, we would be lost right now.
Is Greg sorted out?
I don't know.
Box.
Oh, we need to sort him out with a box for tomorrow, is it?
Yeah.
Was it Greg that had... Listen, I have a box in my car.
To be driving all around Northern Ireland.
I have a box in my car. For that's not for tomorrow, that's for
Sunday.
For Sunday, yeah. So we have his box. Here we go. Jason, what are we saying here? Jason.
Has Jason had them all?
All right. No, they were different Jason.
Okay.
This is Jason. Whiskey Jason says something along. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sure that people. Bajui? Bajui? I don't know how to pronounce that.
YG?
Uses solid state fermentation. Whiskey does not. There you go. Okay. I have no idea. There you go. Really? I'm going to have to now Google that quite specifically to find out exactly what solid state fermentation is and whether or not whiskey has any correlation to it. No idea. All right. And that's, do you know what? But it's good to have a question that people don't have a clue about because then people can be educated. That's very, very important. Anyway, I'm just gonna nose this again because I thought it's creaminess. I get that really cheap wine smell on it.
It's pretty good. aged wine.
It's creamy. Oh, the taste is.
On the nose, cream, the taste is a lot nicer than the nose.
Yeah. It's really strong, coming across really strong, like a lot of warmth.
This is interesting.
Oh wow!
Stringent.
This is interesting. Can the wine cask influence in that much that no longer becomes a whiskey? Really, is that so? We were talking about this the other day with I suppose some of the issues that are happening with some of the whiskey distilleries here, but and obviously for my part for influencing the whiskey through different casks. This is interesting. I like that. Do you know what? I'm not overly struck by it, but it's not a go-to drink. It's not going to be. I'm not going to run out and buy it. But do you know what? To get that wine, I can taste the wine.
Well, can you buy this?
I can taste it. No. No. And it was a. Do you know what? It was a very limited set, and they have 3 or 4 wine expressions at the same similar type of age, and it's very limited. Past how much they go for now, but I got the whole set, and I just thought, you know what, they're good to try.
No, it's not.
But I can taste the wine. I can get that. At least I know that we're getting the wine referencing here. Okay, Robert, yeah or nay?
Yeah, I like it. Aye.
Good. Yeah. I'd like to know what Jarlath's thought on this one is. Same with Paddy. Paddy, do you like this one? See if he's not drinking this. I will not be happy.
No peat. No peat.
There's no peat in it. Doesn't come from Isla. It's just not good enough. Patrick Duffy, come on, you're in there twice, Paddy. Unless there's 2 Paddy Duffys. Maybe there's 2 Paddy Duffys.
They're very arrogant.
There's only one Paddy Duffy.
There's only one Paddy Duffy. He's got his own song. Well, I think I'm going to give it a 6 for the 6th year. That's what I'm going to give it. I like it though.
Would you drink it?
Yeah, it's definitely.
I wouldn't buy it.
No, it's not worth running it to shop for right now, but it's definitely worth drinking. Do you know what I mean? It's worth to try.
What about 40 quid? I'd buy it.
Oh, it's definitely not worth that anymore.
No, I'd buy it.
John will pay 40 quid for that. If anyone has a 40
quid for that.
Yeah.
Robert?
Yeah. He paid
No,
40
I
quid.
know it's £10 over my usual minimum or maximum.
Paddy says, not drinking, we'll try everything later. Paddy, you're missing the whole point, son. Richard, oh yeah, I forgot, Richard, you're drinking this. A little bit of water opened up, not convinced by wine finish on this. It's a bit sharp for my liking. Charles, it is, but is that it's the sharpness of the wine? I don't think it's the sharpness of the whiskey. But yeah.
Water.
John's on the water. I'll drink the water after the whiskey, but he's on it with it.
Well, it's not even that strong, is it?
I don't know.
46.
Or 6%.
It's pretty full.
I actually thought it was quite alcoholic. Isn't it? Robert's agreeing with me. I'm sure everyone else.
It's not as bad as the Omar. The Omar was real fiery.
Oh, here we go, people. Here we go.
I'm so glad I put my drinks in order last night.
I know, so am I. Even though we messed up on the Highland Park, but you can't go wrong with that.
You did.
Yeah, it's the wine cask. Get too much acidity coming through. Yeah, I told you. Oh no! Hold on.
Oxidation.
Oh, you said oxidation.
Causes the acidity.
All right. Okay. I just think it's just taste of wine, which I think it's like it was trying to do. It wasn't tasting of wine coming from a rum cask. No. You know what I mean? So it's done its job. Has it made its whiskey better? I don't know. We'll have to go and check something else. Although we do see something later on, which is another influence. So we're going to go for the story. Those that don't have their packs, I must apologise. Maybe we should have a wee pop up. That's something that admin people, we're going to have a wee look at that. Maybe that's something we can do. But we're going to look at the Suntory. This is the Hibiki Harmony.
What kind of pop up do you want?
I don't know. Maybe we'll just pop up the image of the bottle. So what we'll do?
All right, yeah.
We'll maybe spend a wee bit of time doing that. whenever I've got
But
time.
we're not going to this one because
See when I've got time, I'll do it. I'll get the pop-ups up.
Well, here. You know what you should do? You should put together a PowerPoint, and then we can do that.
well, we'll do
Yeah,
for the sponsors.
okay, that's pretty cool. You could do that, couldn't you?
Aye.
What's it for non-sponsors?
Yeah, look, this is just for the crack, like, you know what I mean? This is for if you want to take it seriously, Robert.
You can only do with.
You can just do it.
Given.
I know, mate. I know.
Please show the balls. We don't have the balls to be, Paul.
Jason, do you know what? That's the problem with this online. If you can imagine that I have now in excess of individual 250 bottles. That's the amount of different drams I think there is. 250-ish. 230. No, there's 230 individuals, at least a minimum of, is what I said. And then there's all the other bottles. So please show a picture of the bottles. We can maybe try and do that online. So we just don't have the physical bottles anymore. Those physical bottles, there was just too many. Yeah. I did take some pictures. Yeah,
pretty cool. Well,
I did. I mean, if you saw, I mean, a lot of them went onto our Instagram accounts. But do you know what? If I can find, I mean, I wonder if I can share them because I would have admin access. That's the way I look here. But you know what? It's probably easier. Can we just put a link into we can put a link into that chat where you can find the bottle. Because
who's your preferred retailer?
Well, listen, I really like both Whisky Auctioneer and Whisky Exchange at this point.
Whisky Auctioneer have been really, really good.
Yeah, they're good because they have a lot of information on it. As an auction, they would have a lot of information on the bottle. But I mean, like Irish malts, if they stock it, then we'll happily put them up. As a reference point. But yes, Whisky Jason, it's just something. It's a learning curve. You know what? I think that's not a bad idea going forward. I know, it's not a bad idea. I think for these tastings, what I said was at the very start was we could have gone into a separate room, into like a Zoom room or something, and just had music playing at the moment for the crowd, or some comedians or some DJs or whatever. And I just thought, gosh, you know what? If I run through this so everyone can see it and we can record this and it can be kept, then yeah. So I didn't really think about those pictures. Apologies for that. Hope it's not ruined your experience, but next year when we do a hybrid, we'll do some online stuff. We're going to live stream from those tastings in Belfast. We're going to do that. We're just 100% going to do that because we have a great photographer. We have a really good filmographer who does a lot of great work. And any of the videos you're going to be seeing that are popping up over the week, it's him that's done them. He's spot on, young kid. Spent a little bit of time in LA, and does his own thing. So yeah, we'll do that. Live and learn. And Jason, 100%. Whisky Jason, you're spot on. Live and learn, and we are learning right now. Hopefully, Robert might have found a bottle, and we'll put a link up. But look, is he learning? Are you learning, Robert?
Hang on. I'm playing about here.
All right, no pressure. Like it. I'm 6 whiskies deep. I can't go. Oh, he's done something. That's what you do, Robert. Spot on. Now we can see it. It's on your screen. Whiskey is great. Buy some whiskey. Today it's only £11.97. Do you know what that is? That's for a measure. That's for 5cl, by the way. Buy it now.
Buy.
Don't buy it. I'm not telling anyone to buy it.
The link just takes you through the Belfast Whisky Week website.
What?
The link just takes you, the buy it link just takes you to the Belfast Whisky Week website. It's just a fake.
Don't buy it. So there you go. Look, that's what it is. So we're at Hibiki, Centauri, who didn't answer any calls. God love them. Maybe next time they'll answer the call because I just wanted to ask some questions about their whiskey more than anything else. Nothing more than that.
What is this?
43%. This is the blend. So, we're familiar with the 12, the 17. We're familiar with those bigger numbers. Really expensive. Can't you buy it for you? Brendan Murphy, I am so sorry. Do you know what? Maybe for Christmas? I don't know. Potentially. But yeah. No, it's, you know what? I like the blends.
I really like it, but every time I drink it, I go back to like 10, 12 years ago when it was sold in I call them cheap bar.
There's a cheap bar.
Cheap bar do all the drink.
There's a cheap bar to do all the drink in Belfast. Anyone know what that is? Hands up.
No, really bad one. No.
Weatherspoons. I was going to name bars there.
Shitload of this drink.
Right, Weatherspoons. There you go.
Like £2.20 a shot.
$2.20.
Before they won World Whisky Awards.
And that was like the 12 or the 17, wasn't it? It was like 17, yeah. So the 17 was for.
So they were selling that for like
£2 a shot, and now you can't buy a bottle of that for less than £350. You know, so. But look, this is worth a shot indeed. This is this is the non-age statement. So everyone's aware that, or if they're not aware, Hibiki. So the branding Hibiki, they ran out specifically of age stuff, and then a lot of the filler until they got their age stuff back in was this non-age statement stuff, which we have is the Harmony. Again, very collectible. You can buy these actually still probably in some shops, and if you're in Belfast, we can talk about the Vineyard. I'm a big fan of the Vineyard, so well done for stocking some overseas whiskies. Particularly, we've noticed that you've had the Paul John in there, and those guys. They have the Omar, yep, and they have like the Suntory stuff, and also some Nikka. So yeah, that's impressive that we can get this stuff in Belfast, and again reasonably priced. The Hibiki is reasonably priced. I like it. It's an easy drinking whiskey. It's not great, but it's the easy drinking whiskey. It's not the best expression of Japanese whiskey I've had, but I like it. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Moving onwards. I like Brendan's honesty. It's like, it's worth a shot. You're going to buy me a bottle of whiskey. Sure, go ahead. Yeah. I'm off. Do you know what? See, I think a whiskey bottle is a good present. You know what I mean? It's isn't it? You've had whiskey bottles bought for you, Robert, haven't you?
Huh?
You've had whiskey bottles bought for you.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. He likes a good present. He's a good chatter, Robert. Okay, so
I'm glad I put them in next order.
It's a great order. We're moving on very quickly to the Nan tour. I know that there we go. So this is another Omar. All right. This is one's cask strength. We're up to 55%. Moving up in the strength category here. This is Plum cask. Plum cask. I doubt very many people out there have had Plum cask influenced whiskies.
Did we have this at Plum?
We know we had Lychee was the most recent one. The Lychee, but we haven't had the Plum one at the club. At present, a whiskey cask would be better. Listen, we'll do a Secret Santa as long as the budget's right. The budget's $5,000, right? And someone picks up me an old Reynolds McGann 225 or something. And I pick them up a whiskey cask. No bar. That's okay. We can do that. I'm up for that. Yeah, I should say that to the staff at work. I want to do what's that Secret Santa? It's usually a tenner. Not this year. It's $5,000. That's the limit. If you want to buy me a whiskey cask. Just say. Oh wow. Wow, big punchy nose. Okay.
How do you get the plums?
Yeah. Really. Very quickly. There's plums in my nose. That's really good. I want to hear what people are. I like that. Whoever wrote that, Japanese and Asian whiskey with Paul O'Cahan, currently tasting Nanto Omar, Plum cask strength. Who wrote that? Is that you, Robert? Who did? Was that Greg?
Greg took care of it.
Oh, he's even wrote in the chat, me. Greg for president at this point.
Greg's on the ball.
I think Greg is flying. Greg, I must have done something nice. Greg, did I do something nice for you? Because this is nice.
He just wants to make sure you get his box.
Get his box, no bar.
Get his box.
Well, it's a whole me, and Robert's left. Robert's left the chat. That's okay. We can deal with that. We can deal with negative Robert.
I don't know what happened.
I mean, negative as in he's not here anymore. Not negative person, Robert.
Not yet.
Can you imagine that?
Couple of
He's
whiskeys
back.
away.
He's back. He's back to kick me. He's back to kick me. I meant that. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. He knows what I meant.
Positive, Robert.
Positive, Robert. I know what you meant. No, you forgot my box. I didn't forget your box. You can't be blaming me. I didn't deliver to you. Oh yeah, I actually told John not to give you. John, don't give that to Greg. We'll sort him out. I said, Greg, do you know what? 100% I make sure you have that. Don't worry about it. Okay? You'll definitely get it.
He doesn't live where he says he lives.
I know where he lives.
He lives in the outskirts.
Well, do you know, see if you drive right up that road towards Ballymena, hey, and then it's just on the left-hand side. It's just on the left-hand. Yeah, it's close to Randallstown. He's closer to Randallstown than he is to Ballymena.
He's closer to Randallstown and his cousin, who said he's from Plum, is from Plum.
Right, okay.
But neither of them are close.
Look, we're just letting know where people live. Greg lives on a road. Greg, thank you very much. I like that. So you're telling us what? Look, it's plum cast strength. Look, we're gonna have to wrap this one up quickly. We want to get done and dusted before 6. Okay. The lychee finish was surprisingly good, and I think Omar have done it again with this one. Go figure. I know. It's good, Charlotte. This is nice. It smells great. Oh yeah. Really. So for those that haven't drunk this yet and aren't getting the chance to drink it, I'm sorry. This is really bold, fruity, like almost like lots of sweets, like chewy sweets, like that chewy, like lots of chewy sweets from the wee shop, the sweet shop.
It's over sweetness. It's like a chewy sweetness.
It's chewy sweetness. And I will we'll disagree with this, but I just think that's great. I think
it's too much.
Oh, John thinks it's too much. I think that'll be interesting. Robert, what did you make of that?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of flavour. It's very strong. It's
what I'm going to have to do here. It's the first time tonight. Look, it's in the glass. That's getting kept. I'm going to use a different glass. And where's that pack? Give me my glass. What is it? No, I want my glasses. I've got all my
first one.
Is this a fresh packet of glasses? I stole a box of glasses.
Juicy's the word.
6 glasses. So
you paid for 33 tastes. We might discuss that. You know what I mean? Look, back in the glass. I like that one, Robert. Juicy. Indeed, it is juicy. It's punching. The alcohol was just right. You know what I mean? We're going up in the world here. We're up to 56% on the next one, which is the Yamazukura 9-year-old Sherrywood. So,
everybody, Ricky's asking.
Sorry.
Ricky's asking what number we're on.
We're going on to that was number 6. We're now moving on to number 7. Okay, we're moving on to number 7. Okay. So this is the Sherrywood cast strength 9-year-old. Yeah, that gets a big. I think that's a big score. You want? What do you need?
Water.
This.
Perfect.
There you go. No bar. Good luck. There's your. Oh, hello, 9-year-old. So remember, we've had the similar liquid filled in finished Sauvignon casks. Jonathan, I think you do. The Omar casks are so interesting. Like they really have they pull out that for those that remember and those that don't, obviously, because they're like, what are you talking about? We did a Black Queen cask, strength. Black Queen's a grape which is used primarily in that area and also Australia. That was huge. That was nice. That was big, bold, big, huge flavour.
Do you think because of the climate in like Thailand and
Thailand, he's got the country wrong. It's Taiwan. Just to let everyone know, it's Taiwan. He said Taiwan. Do not listen to John. He's talking mince. It is 100% Taiwan. So yeah, but yeah, what are you saying? Let's be honest.
Well, I'm saying because they can age the whiskey so quickly, whereas in Scotland it will take you 16 years.
It's going to take longer to get.
It's going to take 4.
Yeah,
with the same casks, same barrels, just because of the climate.
It's definitely
there's a danger in there that 20, 30 years in the future it'll be like Scotland and Ireland can't compete.
That's a good question. So John puts out a good question there. If you didn't hear that, John's saying in these countries where we've got a hot climate, we've got India, we've got I suppose parts of the Caribbean, we've got anything in Asia really, and I suppose similar if we're talking about the States, but we're talking about these casks and the whiskey in them not being in there for very long. This one we're drinking just now is 9 years old. Yeah, from Japan. But you know, Japan has a slightly different climate to Taiwan. But what John's point, and I think it's actually quite interesting, is can Scotland and Ireland and all these countries that keep their whiskey in for longer periods of time to get those great flavours, to get those really robust, round flavours that we're all used to, can they be overtaken by countries that can actually produce something really tasty in a matter of years? Because this is a matter of years, you know, and it really is. That one was tasty, but this is 9 years old. We're on a sherry cask. This is 9 years old sherry cask. This is standing up to the big boys. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is the nose on this is fabulous. Absolutely.
I like is Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. Well, he'll come back with some thoughts. Wow, that 9-year-old is something special. And you know what? I think I cheated there because I think I've had that. We've had the 9-year-old cast strength Yamazukura at the club before. I am cheating a little bit there, I think, but that is nice. That is good. I'd like to know Ricky and if Paddy's not drinking, I'm very disappointed. But Johnny says no secret. That was great. No secret. Yeah, you're just right, Johnny. Well, that was from Emma, but under Johnny's account. That's okay. That's good. Good. Wow. I'm going to keep that one from there. Right. We'll post that.
This goes out in the sofa bit.
Well, I might not get a. I don't know where but we'll do something. Not even getting invited in his own bed. He's letting me stay on this bed. I mean, just when guests come to my house, I usually let them stay in the main street. You're left out in the cold. Yeah,
is that when you invite them?
Some people just turn up. Sorry for the banter. We're just bantering out here. I'm cracking on the next whiskey because I'm looking at my wee time, thinking I've got to get around the time here. So
you're definitely rushing me here.
Wise up. You can go back and drink them when you're not doing anything admin-wise. Once you have done all of your admin work, Sam, you can drink. You can have whatever you like. Just do the work. No, in all seriousness, Greg's working very hard, tirelessly. I can see that. He's now putting up, absolutely everything. So listen, that 9-year-old Sherrywood cast strength, 56%. It is meaty.
Can you buy that?
No. Oh, but look, if we're going to bring in different, I don't know if Robert can find this, but if you go and find an online place called Decanta, you can buy it there. I would assume they're going to be selling it for approximately £300, give or take. For that bottle we've just had.
No, people like it might go.
I think it's worth.
What can I buy similar?
Yeah, but I mean, for a 9-year-old whiskey, what can you buy similar?
Yeah, I don't think anything. In
that is thank you very much. Greg is on the campaign trail here. Greg must be looking for break. Greg, what do you need? You need something? I sort you out. He needs his worldwide whiskey. He does indeed. He needs that anyway. But he's getting that. Like I just make sure that gets dropped off to him. Thank you very much. He needs whiskey. I need whiskey. Send me whiskey. Nah, it's a different flavour development profile, more upfront, but better. Older Irish and Scotch will still have a sheer depth of flavour. I think you'll struggle to get in 5 or 10 years' time. But he's talking about his own.
But I think there's a fine line there. As much as I love Glenville and Cologne and stuff, I think it's going to be hard to compete with mass market mid-equator. But equatorial.
Yeah. John's still convinced that there is an argument to be made about these whiskies competing against aged, high-age statement whiskies from Scotland, Ireland, compared to, and again looking at more or less lower equator whiskies, which are aged far less in the barrel. But look, I like that. It's great. And if I don't know, I can't click on that link, can I? Can I click on that link? Will that take me out of the screen? I don't know. I don't want to ruin myself.
I wouldn't risk it. I think that's why I got disconnected last time.
We're not going to fight. We're not going to fight with the computer. We don't want to fight with the system. Don't fight with the system. I'm moving on. Look at the colour. That's bad boy.
I know.
I want to point out something. That Kavalan are a fantastic company, and thank you very much for reaching out to Belfast Whisky Week specifically. And we're going to have a conversation for going forward for Belfast Whisky Club and Belfast Whisky Week for next year about how Kavalan can be involved directly within the Whisky Week. Out of all of the distilleries across the world, we've had some great interaction. We've had McMara, we've had Millstone from Holland. We've had who have we got now? We've got Baines coming out of South Africa. We have coming out of Australia. We've got Belgrove. But I was genuinely humbled when I was put in contact with Kavalan to have a conversation, and even to have the conversation says a lot. When we've got a lot of local distilleries who we still want to get on board in Ireland, it's great to see all these international distilleries coming on board. Great to see. Genuinely means a lot. So I'm just glad we've got Kavalan a couple of times within the festivals. We've got this Kavalan, which is quite specifically, I think it's popped up there. Yeah, it's a Moscatel Solist. I need to do that. Yeah. Look at the colour of that.
How do you pronounce that?
Moscatel.
Solist?
Solist.
Soloist?
Solist?
No, it's Solist.
It is Solist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did I say Solist? I did say it right.
Yeah.
Soloist.
No. Right, anyway.
It's not. You would think it might be Soloist because they name a lot of their whiskies after musical things.
I was
right.
Solist.
Okay.
I'm always right.
Robert, go ahead.
No, I'm not always right, but I'm always right. And do you know what? This is, I picked this one. I bought a couple of these, and they're individual casks, they're single casks. Oh my god, I poured too much there. Sorry, I poured too much.
That's not true. I don't think you can get too much of this.
I know. I'm just thinking I poured too much because I won't drink that straight away. But no, it is that's depth of flavour, says Charlie. Look, I picked this cask. There's lots of single cask Moscatel finishes that they have. This one specifically is the cask number, and those that have it, it's not written on this sheet, but those that have this and they're tasting it, this is the one that scored the highest Jim Murray score. And I could probably reference him to lots of different things. And again, people say, who is he and what is he and why is he and do we really believe he scores? I don't really care. What I do care about is the fact that he has scored it so highly, and it is ranked amongst one of the best Kavalans on the market. It's the highest ranked Taiwanese whiskey also, and highest ranked, I think, at that point, Asian whiskey. I would be, if you can correct me, if I'm wrong, 100%, I'm all for that. Is it great?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you tell me.
Nice.
It smells good.
Nice.
It smells good. It's really strong.
It's a no age.
It's non-age statement, yeah, non-age statement. But I think you can tell by when the cask was. There is a distillation date, I think, on the bottle. This is really nice. What cask number? Do you know what, Charlotte? If you look at the one which only has the gold winning one, that's the cask number. So it's off the top of my head. I don't know. Do you know? I took a picture of it. Give me 1 second. I will find the picture on my phone. If anyone, give me 1 second because I took a picture of it. Give me a second. Oh, that's really good. That's good. Okay. This is when the Dead Space, is when it's the.
Put in the dancing girl.
Don't do that.
I tell you what, like this company, this distillery is the reason I opted for this tasting.
Because of Kavalan.
Aye.
Yeah. Listen, everything we've tasted, I think, from Kavalan has been really good. You know what I mean? So we have the podium in the world, the world introduction of world whiskies as well. But I'm just trying to find the I took a couple of pictures of this one. Oh, here we go. Right, here we go. Here we go.
So how does the podium differ? The podium range differ from the Solist range?
So Solist is specifically their higher end bottlings. So it's just there's different levels. Kavalan, I think, have at least four different levels of bottlings. I'm struggling to find the picture of the back of the bottle, because on the front of the bottle I have the front of the bottle pictures. But I shall. Do you know what? I shall have it somewhere. Yeah, this one is specifically just the front of the bottle. I will find it. Maybe not just now, but I will come back and answer that question. Jarlath, I will definitely answer you at some point. And I wrote it down, so it is actually on the main. It's on the main notes, so I probably have the notes written down somewhere. I could go and do that. I'm not going to do it just now, but I definitely have written it down because I have it on a notes page somewhere. I took notes for it before.
Charles says it's fine. I'm sure he can find the empty somewhere and down at his plate.
Yeah, the empty. Look, the empty. He's probably got the empty already. Probably took it already.
Aye.
Johnny Roy, 4 out of 10 for the Kavalan.
What?
No, he was slagging me because I always give low scores.
Oh, Robert, give a 4 out of 10 for the Kavalan via Johnny. Like it, good man.
Purely on imaginary price.
That's absolutely brilliant. You know, I'll have it written down somewhere. I'm not going to keep chasing for it because I want to just, get that done. Oh, that's good to hear.
No, it's a nice whiskey.
It is.
There's flavour, there's wood, there's fruit.
Yeah. No, that is nice. It's a nice whiskey.
What even is a Moscatel?
A wine.
Very nice wine. It's a nice sweet wine. You normally have after dinner in polite conversations.
Yeah. It's a sherry wine.
Mm. Yeah, lovely.
It is indeed. Let me just see if we can get the. What?
I don't think I have the name.
You do, because you've got another box. There's a name up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have it originally.
Yeah, no, that's good. Good, well done. Right, so, I like that. I do like that. Oh, chocolatey, nutty. No, I like that. That's good.
So much flavour,
isn't it?
Mm.
It's just it just punches well into. This is a non-age statement, so it's punching into those big 21-year-old whiskies, like you said.
It feels like an aged. No,
it really does. You can get that. You can totally get that. But it is chocolate. It is caramels. It is lovely, soaking up all that sugar, massive amount of sugar. Then it's fruity. I mean, it's like tinned. It's like tinned fruits.
It reminds me of.
No, it really is though. It's tinned fruit. It's lovely.
It reminds me of a 30-year-old Aldi special.
30-year-old Aldi special. You heard it here, Kavalan.
Nope.
30-year-old Aldi special, which actually is super value for money.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to buy one of these at retail price,
I think it's wood influence.
I know Greg's like, we don't need to find this one. Look, all we need to say is that this one, long gone, long sold out, well sought after. Original retail price was 330 odd quid. You can imagine what the price is for this one specific. It'll go through the roof. But yeah, again, super great.
Waffable,
yeah.
We're on number 9 now. Nikka.
Oh, do you know what? I get to score this one as well. 100%. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Submitting that bad boy. Submitting that. That was submitted. I'm going to just get the last one down here. I want to keep those seeds just because they are nice now. Yeah, I'm not saying the last one won't be.
yes, for glasses.
I think someone gave it a 10.
They have bottles, all that. Maybe.
Sure you do.
Was that you, Jarlath? Did you give that the 10?
Someone gave it a 10.
Aye.
You can see that, admin. You can see it.
Can you not see that?
I probably can. I can. I can go into polls here. But
you can see it. Aye, sure.
I'm just not going to ruin my.
He's not kidding myself.
No, I like the setup. I just think the camera would be better here.
Why?
But
Is that your good side?
I don't know what side's better. Look, I look all right for not like having a hairdresser for like
You've had a haircut.
No, did it myself.
When did that?
Yeah.
Who did your back and neck?
Myself.
Really?
No. But it wasn't a hair. I tell you, it wasn't what it wasn't. It wasn't a barber. My barber. Do you know what? How nice my barber is? My barber offered to provide me with surgical gowns and masks and gloves.
I had to go to Dublin for Rory to shave my hair 2 months ago.
You need to go and get it done again.
Exactly.
Right. 5 more minutes on this bad boy. We're now moving on to, thank you very much, to Nikka. Now, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Miyagikyo. What is it? Miyagikyo. I don't know how to say that. Don't know. 8 from Robert is a 15 in normal life. Yes, Johnny Lloyd, you're on.
That's how good it was, yeah.
That is, Jesus. So we've nipped across, back from Taiwan, across to Japan. Wow.
Yeah, this is something as well.
This is something. This is like, there's a bit of peat. Yeah, there's a bit of peat. Isn't it? It's definitely peated. It is peated. It's definitely, do you know what? I'm going to say this. I hope a lot of people understand that I'm being very honest. I have never tried this before. So this is, this is me just being honest. I'm just getting a wee bit of taste for it. I want to find out what it is, but I get peated on.
It's definitely peated.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a nice, smoky,
do you know what?
There's no peat in Japan. Is there peat in Japan?
Yeah, of course it is.
Is there?
Yeah, they have their, so they definitely have their own peat in Japan.
They peat their own malt.
They do now. They never used to, but they do now. Am I right in saying that? They do now.
Did they do it 12 years ago?
I don't know, but what I do know is, I know it's 12-year-old, but what I'm saying is, I don't know. If someone who knows more about Japanese whiskey than I will tell you that. But I definitely think we've got guys who've been to Japan here. We know that Jason and Jane have been to Japan. They love it.
They live there.
They lived there. And we've had a couple of guys from the club who have been out there. But I think what I do know is they used to bring in everything from Scotland, didn't they?
Yeah.
The whole point about the Japanese whiskey was that they stole big time.
Basically the Scottish people sold them their water. Yeah. You have to use Scottish water to make Scottish whiskey.
That's
the Japanese bought it.
They did. And they bought into that because actually, do you know what?
And they doubled the money.
Scottish water makes the best whiskey, apparently, by some people's standards. Now I'm growing out of that. That's so nice. Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
love that.
Did you French city German?
Yeah. No, no. Something happened. I'm gone.
What?
I'm gone. More, no download. I can still hear someone.
Yeah, we're still live.
We're still there. Something happened.
I don't know. Something's happened.
No, I'm still here. Don't worry. I can still hear me and you and see nothing.
Right. Oh yeah, you can't rely on me to actually host this thing.
No, you're doing well. It's the last one of this session, anyway.
Fuck, you can't rely on me at one stage.
But we need to
It's there.
We're there. It's doing something.
You just can't see the screen, but No,
I can see you.
All right, okay.
Hello. Let's swap places. Give me a second. There, you're back now. Look at that. Now, John, we can't have that happening anymore. It's okay. It's working. Right.
Fuck off!
We're on the last one. Okay, we're on the last one. Here we go. Where's my chat gone? I can't see my chat. That's what I need to bring. I can bring up my chat. It's okay. We'll bring up the chat. Yeah, I can see the chat now. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I can see it. We're all good now. We're all good. We're flying.
All right.
So I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm sure a couple of people within the room will definitely know how to pronounce it. Okay. So this is again. Look, we're looking at the sherry influence. All right. So that's what we're looking at. All right.
We're in the Miyagikyo.
Mm. It's yeah, I quite like that actually. Quite like that.
I love the.
It's like you know what it's like. It's got like it's kind of a burnt brioche, that kind of burnt butter, something like that. It's nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
I love it's the Japanese wood feel.
Is that what it is? I mean, is that?
It's like every Japanese whiskey has that whether it's their local oak they use, it's almost like you can smell it, and it's Mizunara or cask they use. You can
definitely. I tell you what, I'm getting quite a rounded flavour there, but I'm getting also really kind of. It's vanilla. It's vanilla, and it's also it's definitely vanilla.
Raisins, dried fruit,
but it's really crunchy and it's really nice, and it actually tastes quite Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's reminding me of a good Scotch.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but the it really does. Totally different from the 12-year-old Yamazaki. Totally different. Yeah.
and lots of dry fruit.
Yeah. No, I do. I like that. Hopefully, I'm not going to go anywhere. Hopefully that worked okay, and we've not got any issues. Listen, just a wee hint of smoke, indeed, Robert. Indeed. A little bit of let's have a wee look in here. Okay. I'm just wondering why I can't see what I wanted to see a second ago. What's that?
What do you want to see?
No, I had everyone in the list. But listen, we're done now, Robert. I'm just wondering whoever it is that can, if Greg could do it, we play some music. Can we also just make sure behind the scenes that we've got the guys from McConnell's in, and they're ready to rock and roll.
You manage that there, and I'll bring food in.
Super. Okay. Thank you. I'm getting treated here. I'm getting treated.
All right, so that's us done then. We'll stick a wee video on and.
Thank you, Robert.
The next one.
Excellent. Yes. Very kind. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
It's